Can you imagine? I've been speaking and I muted myself. So let me start again. Good day, everyone. Welcome back to Not London Narratives. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Premier League's top nine. But yesterday, I did a show specifically on Tottenham Hotspur, so I don't want to talk about Tottenham Hotspur again. So I'll just talk about the remaining eight clubs aside from Tottenham Hotspur. Um, I might touch on Spurs because I'm a Spurs fan. I don't know. Depends on how the mood, um how the mood goes. So yeah, basically, I think we're going to start with Arsenal because I think that Arsenal is a very interesting club. I've seen lots of people talk about how Arsenal's transfer window has been good, and they have Gyökeres, they have Noga, they have Mosquera, who has huge potential. They have what else did they sign? They have is it a 15-year-old that is doing well? They could potentially be signing Eze and things like that. And I find that incredibly interesting because the thing about Arsenal's transfer window, in my opinion, is that it is a window that has been very risky. And I know this is not um, an opinion that a lot of people might resonate with, or a lot of people might feel like makes sense. Sense is relative at the end of the day. But I think that Arsenal's window has been very tricky. And let's see. Okay, Arsenal's signings 2025. Let's start with that here. Okay, you can see my screen. So we're just going to focus on the ins. We're just going to focus. Oh, Zubimendi as well. So yeah. So they've had Kepa, who we all know doesn't necessarily do anything for their team. In my opinion, he's a backup, a good backup. He was solid for Bournemouth, but I don't necessarily think that Kepa really adds anything. I think, in my opinion, he's on the same level as Ramsdale. Ramsdale is somebody I rated highly, by the way. I thought he was a good goalkeeper. But yeah, Kepa doesn't really do much for them. They have Gyökeres. Now, this is the exciting one because I've seen a lot of people talking about how Victor Gyökeres this, Victor Gyökeres that. And I find that incredibly interesting because I feel like this signing is a huge risk, in my opinion. And I say this because this is a player that is not necessarily prem proven. And I get it. There are players that have come from the Portuguese league and have played well. We have Bruno, we have Pedro Porro. They've absolutely smashed it in the Premier League. But when you talk about like nailed on signings, I don't think that Gyökeres is a nailed on signing. And to make things worse, I think that Arsenal's left wing position is a huge problem. And Saka is somebody that I see, while he can create, I think he's a winger. And let me check the stats to be certain about what I'm saying. But I think that Saka is somebody that would rather score goals for himself than for someone else. And let's see stats so I know that I'm not saying rubbish. Okay, very good. So if you look here, last season he had 13 assists, 12 goals, but previous seasons 20 goals, 14 assists, 15 goals, 11 assists. I'm sharing my screen, right? Yeah. Okay. 11 assists, 12 goals, 7 assists, and 7 goals, 7 assists. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay, this season two. So 2 seasons that he outperformed in assists. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like Saka is somebody who is more of a goal scorer. And which is why I felt like Nico Williams for Arsenal was a must sign. Because this is a player that I felt like would really play as a creator for Arsenal. And Arsenal need players that can create. As much as a lot of Arsenal fans want to talk about Martinelli, I've never thought Martinelli was good enough. There was a point in time where I thought, yeah, Martinelli does have potential. But a scenario where I thought that Martinelli was the best thing since sliced bread, no. I've always thought that they could elevate and improve on him. And I think that that left wing position is going to be a real problem if they don't get a creator. And which is why we're going to go back to the Eze signing. And which is why I feel like they need a creator to even at least get something out of Gyökeres, in my opinion. And aside from that, I feel like there are lots of players that have come from other leagues and struggled in the Prem. And I fear that while his numbers are incredible, Gyökeres, that is, at the end of the day, we have to be realistic and honest and say that this guy is not Prem proven. And until he proves himself in the Premier League, he we can't say if it is certain. And that's my problem with their signings. Like their signings are not guarantees, if you get what I mean. Like it's sort of like a punt and an expensive punt. Madueke is a decent winger. I don't think he's anything special. I think he sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit. I think that he's also another signing that doesn't necessarily elevate the first 11. Would I take him over Martinelli? Possibly, maybe, but I think he's left footed. I think let's check. I think he's left footed. Let me check. Share this tab instead. What's his name? Madueke, dominant foot. He's left footed, yeah. He's left footed, so he would prefer playing on the right wing than on the left wing. So that's another thing, like about the signings. Then you have Mosquera. Mosquera is huge potential, but is he like what they need? Does he elevate their 11? No. He might elevate their squad. We don't know. Another signing that we don't know how he's going to do. And that's the thing. That's my problem with their signings. Wow. These signings now, like that's the thing. These signings are signings that maybe um maybe if you what do you call it, a few years from now, a few months from now, what I will watch this video and I would look like, oh, what the hell are you saying? This is absolute rubbish, this is stupid, this is that. But right now, a lot of the signings I feel like are point signings, and they're not guaranteed. Like if you look at like Liverpool's transfer window now, I'm not saying you have to spend that much money. Like the one signing there that I think is a guarantee is Zubimendi. Like, if you look at Liverpool's transfer window, we know that Verts is a guarantee. We know that if they're signing Guehi is a guarantee. If they're signing Isak is a guarantee. These are not points. But Arsenal signings have sort of been points. And that is my problem with their signings. Like, for a team that your intention is quite clear, you want to win the Premier League, you want to win trophies, it just doesn't move the needle for me, in my opinion. And that's just me, by the way. This is not necessarily anybody else's opinion. So yeah, that is my honest thoughts on Arsenal's incoming. So yeah, Eberechi Chieze now, I think is a very interesting player. I think that Odegaard is one of those players that I think he's an 8. I don't think Odegaard is a 10, in my humble opinion. I think he has only had one good season in his career, which was, I think, the first season that he challenged for the league, or the second, one of them, in my opinion. And I don't think that he's. Yeah, who is that? All right. Okay, guys, I'll be back. Give me a few minutes. All right, yeah. Sorry, my dad called me. So yeah, basically that's my honest take on the Arsenal situation. I think that a lot of their signings are very, what do they call them, punt signings, and I don't necessarily think that um their signings are guarantees, and that's my problem with their transfer window. So yeah, on to the next team. Next team, who do I want to talk about next? Aston Villa. These guys have had an incredibly exciting transfer window to me because I think that it's nice to see them taking a couple steps back. As a Spurs fan, I felt like the gap between us and everybody else was starting to extend and become larger. And that wasn't necessarily nice to see as a Spurs fan, if I'm being honest. And it's nice to see that they're being slowed down. But as a football fan, I'm actually sad about what's happening to Villa because I always say I want to see the best teams play the best football and play well. And this FFP thing has been an absolute joke. Like you see teams like City and Man City and Chelsea that have been able to buy success and like before FFP and whatever. And now you see teams like Villa, you see teams like Newcastle that sort of have a cap on what they can do and what they can achieve. And it's incredibly frustrating in my opinion. And it's sad to see that like clubs are having to find ways around all this absolute joke of FFP, an absolute mockery that Chelsea have made of it. So, yeah, like little things that I just think is an absolute joke. I just think it's an absolute joke, and I don't know. That's my take on it. Honestly, there's not much to say about Villa because I think they've only signed one player. That's a striker, and I don't even know him. Let me even check. Aston Villa. Here we go. Evan Gusand. Ivan Gusand. Let's check. Let's check his Gusand FB ref. Let's check his data. I'm sharing my screen here. Let's check his data. So what's his position? Is a forward and a midfielder, a winger, 78 kg. Okay. Let's see. I think the most interesting club of everyone we're going to speak about today, honestly, my opinion is Manchester United. I think that Manchester United, and I've been talking about Manchester United, and I'm sure when I started speaking about Manchester United, a lot of people were probably thinking, "What's this guy saying?" And Manchester United are a club that I've feared since. I've always been worried about Manchester United, and I was even more worried of them winning the Europa League because I knew what was coming. We all knew what was coming, but when we get to Manchester United, we'll talk about it. Um, summarize these stats with stars. No, like break it, categorize, and make it brief. Brief, make it brief. Or let's go through it like this. Or no, explain the player with stars in simply. Okay, yeah, I think that's a better prompt. Yeah, exactly. So he's a good finisher, 4-star finishing. My screen is being shared. 4-star finishing. Creativity, no, not really. Passing, no, not really. Dribbling, mid. Defending, he works hard. Aerial ability, he's really good, and he's not really good on the ball. So he's purely a goal scorer. A low touch, high impact forward who thrives on scoring chances, works hard defensively. So yeah, he's not good on the ball. He's purely a goal scorer like Sam Omorodion that we saw yesterday, which is quite interesting actually. Um, so yeah, that's the only player that they've been able to sign, and it's really interesting, really. Chelsea, I absolutely dread talking about this club because they're everything I wish for my club to be. And the thing about Chelsea is I really am at the point where I don't really understand some of the things that they're doing. Because while I understand the Delap signing, it was an opportunity and they will probably flip him for 40, 50 mil in 1 or 2 years. Granted, I understand the Gittin signing. Okay, you needed somebody to replace Sancho and battle with Pedro Neto for the left wing. I think it's understandable. On the right wing, they had Madueke and they had who did they have again? I can't even remember who they had because they have so many players. I know they have Palmer in the 10. You're still signing Xavi Simons. They needed a centre back. They're signing Hato, but I don't know. Like a lot of their signings are just so scattergun, and you don't necessarily understand what they're trying to do. That's how I feel about it. There are people that have seen that said they see the logic in what Chelsea is doing, but honestly, you're signing Xavi Simons to play where? Because Palmer is going to be playing majority of the games. He's probably going to be coming on for a few minutes here and there, but this year Chelsea is not in the Conference League. Chelsea is in the Champions League. They are in the Premier League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and whatever. And there's nothing like second string team. They're going to have to play their best team as much as possible. So where does Xavi Simons play? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Where does he play? Where does he fit in? And little things like that. Like it's so scattergun. Delap now, everybody's saying Delap. Okay, different striker profile. It's understandable, but it seems like Yao Pedro is already the number 9, and that is stamped. So what he's going to be playing in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. Like a lot of their signings, and I get it. I get you say depth, but there's a very thin line between how do they say it, genius and insanity. And I feel like at first it was genius, but then you sell Madueke, a winger, you bring in Gittins. Okay. You sell um I don't think they sold anybody else that was a starter. You bring in Yao Pedro. Okay. You bring in the lab. Okay. The likes of Broya and Dewsbury Hall went part of the squad, so we can't even call them. You're adding these players to your first 11. You're still bringing in Xavi Simons. Nkunku is still there. What else again? Nkunku is still there. Esteval is coming. And it's just so scattergun. But they still like they spend money, they win trophies. So whatever it is working. It's working for Chelsea, and we don't need to understand it. It works for them. So that's it about Chelsea, really. Like there's not too much to talk about. Liverpool is one that excites me because, in contrast to a lot of people, I have a different take on Liverpool's transfer window. I feel like there's so much change going on, and just to be sure, let's see, Liverpool signings. Just to be sure, I just want to, yeah, okay. I feel like there's a lot of change going on, and this might prove to be tricky. But then again, these are quality players, and they might fit in perfectly fine, and everything might be perfectly fine, and everything will be normal, and it will be like there was no change at all. Firstly, in my opinion, before anything else, Liverpool need a centre back because I think Kwanzaa has gone. I think Joe Gomez is always injured. Konate is being linked with a lead. Van Dijk is not getting any younger. And I don't know which other centre back they have. I think Endo can play there. I think Bajetic, how to pronounce his name, can also play there. But I feel like they need a centre back. So granted, they're going to sign a centre back. One would assume that they're going to sign a centre back. Now, if you're going to sign a centre back, you've already spent like 120 million on Florian Wirtz. You're probably going to spend at least 130 million on Isaac. You've not signed a centre back. Okay, left wing Luis Diaz is going. You have the Rio guy coming up from the academy. Good, you replace him. May so rest in peace, Jota. He's being replaced by Isaac. Then you have maybe Elliot is leaving. Elliot is being replaced by Eketike. It's understandable, but then I feel like there's so much change going on in this Liverpool team, and like that might come back and bite them because there's so much happening. These players are changing. Some of them are changing countries. Some of them are changing. Some of them are changing teams. Some of them are changing culture. Some of them are changing homes. Like it's not just about like sometimes as football fans we tend to forget that these football fans are also human beings and like adapting to a different culture. Sometimes you can get homesick and things like that, and it might take you like a year to settle. And aside from even taking them like an extended period of time to settle, it's also the thing of like um, pressure. So last year, and this is not even adding Kekesh and Frimpong, by the way, or Vets. Last year, the expectation really was Champions League and maybe a cup if you do very well. Now, granted, they didn't win any cups, but they won the Premier League. And now, this year, you're going out. And Liverpool, the thing I respect about Liverpool is as much as Liverpool haven't necessarily spent a lot of money, they've been very shrewd and smart with their business. Like McAllister, 30 something million, Gravenberg, 30 something million. Like a lot of their signings have been very smart signings. But now Liverpool are going to splash the cash. And if you're splashing cash, it's understandable if you're splashing cash on one signing like an Isak, like a marquee signing for your team to go to a whole new level. That's a different scenario entirely than splashing on, okay, you sign a left back, you sign a right back, you sign a number 10, you sign a left winger or two strikers, you sign a centre back. Like that's like at least 70% of your first 11. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Okay, Vets is going to start. Isak is going to start. Kekesh is going to start. Frimpong is going to start. Like, do you get what I'm saying? So the pressure now is really on them. And like I said, these players are going to take some time to adapt. These players are going to take some time to settle. And that could really be a problem, in my opinion. That is just my humble opinion. Hello, everyone here. You could leave a comment. If you have anything you want to ask or you want us to talk about, you could leave a comment. Nice to have you guys here. So yeah, that is my honest opinion about this whole thing. There's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of expectations, and the expectations are risen. And now with players adapting and everything, I wonder how that is going to be. But I look forward to it. Like I said, it's exciting that they're bringing a lot of quality players to the league, a lot of quality players. The best players are coming to the league, and it's going to be more exciting. The league is going to be more competitive. I look forward to it, honestly speaking. But I feel like it's a lot of unnecessary pressure. A lot of unnecessary pressure. And I feel like I see this from their perspective in the sense that Salah and Van Dijk are absolute gems of players, like absolute gems. They're unicorns and they're very hard to find. And I feel like they sort of want to make the most of these years that they have. They want to make the most of Salah and Van Dijk while they can. And they are really going for it, which is understandable. But then the thing about like pointing, like some people say, when you point a finger at someone, you forget that you have the three or four pointing back at you. And when they go out there spraying money, while everybody will praise them, oh, you're making good signings, as soon as those signings go bad, everybody's going to be on Liverpool players' backs. And everybody's going to call them out and say, oh, and his slot is this player is trash, this player is this player is that. Everybody, like the thing that the media love to do, they love to create the hero out of somebody. And then when they create the hero out of you, they love they love watching to see that hero fall. And I feel like that is something that Liverpool have to be careful about. Like I understand Liverpool fans are excited, but then where there's good, there's also bad. Like what God loves, the devil also craves. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, it's just one of those, in my opinion. So yeah, which other club is next? Let's see. Which other club is next? Manchester City. This is a very interesting one, actually. This is a very interesting one. Now I had a conversation with my friend that is a City fan, and he felt like a lot of people were downplaying City's transfer window, and a lot of people are sleeping on City. I feel like I don't know what to expect of City because I haven't watched City enough. Like I feel like last season they improved, but they weren't necessarily at the levels that they've been at. And I feel like a lot of people have sort of seen City for what they were last season in the sense that we forget that there was no Rodri for the whole season. There was no Oscar Bob. Like they had so many quality players that were out. And this season is a season where I feel like City is looking for revenge in a way. Like this guy, look at us. This face you're seeing here is one that alarms me because I feel like he has a point to prove. Like there was some talk about him leaving and him signing a new contract. It's like, yeah, I love it. People should doubt us. I love it. And we're going to prove all of you wrong. And I don't know what to make of their window because honestly, I didn't know Tijani before he came. And I'm not going to come here and pretend as if I knew Tijani. I didn't know anything about Tijani before he came. And I've heard good things about him, but I don't know anything about him. Nuri is a player that I've always rated. What a quality signing. Very good left back. He is genuinely such a good attacking left back. Defensively, suspect, but attacking, beautiful. One of the best in the Premier League. And this is like, I'm talking since when he was like 19. This is years ago. Him and Gibbs White at Wolves. I used to like really love the two of them. And I knew that they were players with, like, there are some players where you see them and you know that this player has something about him. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, you look at which player now is hot cake now. Like this Rio guy that everybody's talking about at Liverpool. You look at the player and you see that this guy has something about him. Like there's something to work with here, and that was what I saw in Nuri and Gibbs White, and I think it's fair to say that I was right on that. Cherky. Now this signing is a really intriguing one because genuinely speaking, Cherky is one of the most talented players I've ever seen in my life. Like I genuinely cannot put into words what this guy can do with a football. But my problem with Czech is that Czech doesn't put in the hard yards defensively. But luckily for him, he's going to be in a side in City who basically keep the ball, and he's going to be that De Bruyne replacement. So De Bruyne was kind of player that I think he spoke about this, how he doesn't look at passes completed percentage or whatever, because the type of passes he tries are really risky passes. But then because he tries risky passes, he could like try six passes and five would lose possession, but that one is an absolute killer ball. Do you get what I'm saying? So I feel like Chucky is absolute magic, and I'm excited to see what he brings to City. And him and Haaland, my God, I am genuinely terrified of what this duo could bring because this is like a whole new level. This is the future of City. This Chucky and Haaland duo is the future of Manchester City, and I I as a football fan and as a fan of a team that's going to be facing City, I dread it because Czech is on like KDB. KDB, like I always say this thing, like there are different kinds of creators, in my opinion. There are creators that use the ball to create. You have like a KDB, you have like a Tony Cruz. These players use the ball to create. You have like Christian Eriksen at Tottenham Hotspur. They use the ball to create. They use passing to create for other people. But then there are also other types of creators like Jack Grealish at Villa, like Musiala. These players are creators that carry the ball. Iberiche is now. They carry the ball and they dribble and then they drag players to them. And then they cause, by dragging players towards them, they create space for other people. And there are different kinds of creators. And I think that Cherki is a very unique profile because Cherki can do everything. Like he can create dribbling and he can also create like passing wise, which is really intriguing. Like that's why I said like he's genuinely one of the most talented players I've ever seen in my life on the ball, but off the ball, he's -100. Genuinely speaking, he's -100. Like if you let's even go through his stats. Like his stats make no sense. Look at his stats. Just greens, greens. Look at his passing. That's what I'm saying. Like he can do like I'm sharing my screen here. Yeah. He can do like the passing creativity, and he can also do like what is it here? What is it? Attempted take-ons, look at take-ons, carries, and everything. So he can do both of them, which is really intriguing because this is like really rare. Like there are not lots of players that you find that can do both of them. You have Messi. Messi can carry the ball and create and also use the ball to create. You have Messi, but not too many. Like they're not that profile is very hard to find. It's very hard to find. But this is exactly what I'm saying. Like if you check his defensive stats, nothing. He doesn't give you anything defensively. And that's my problem with Czech. As talented as he is on the ball, off the ball, he's minus. Honestly, he's minus. But I'm excited to see what he brings to the City side. Like I said, I'm incredibly excited. Trafford is a really exciting one because honestly speaking, I'm not going to come here and act like I said, I'm not an expert on Trafford. I've heard good things from my friend as a City fan, and he has huge potential, whatever. So I'm not going to dwell on that one too much. This boy, Nipan, I don't know if a lot of you know this guy. How did I find this player? Football Manager. That's how I find majority of my players. That's how I find majority of my players. I'm an absolute freak on Football Manager for developing youngsters. I just look for young players and new gems, new gems, new gems. And each career, I try to sign a different set of players. So that's like my obsession in Football Manager. And this Nipan guy, genuinely speaking, I'm telling you guys now, this boy is going to be a star. And I'm saying it now, and I'm calling it. He's going to be a star, and he's a really talented boy. I, I I can't even put it into words. And he gives me like when I use this guy in Football Manager, it reminds me of when I first found Adagula. And Adagula is one of those players that if he was at any other team where the team was built around him, this guy will be being talked as one of the best players right now. But the problem is he's at Madrid and he's not able to get enough game time. This player, if well developed, hopefully he's not overcoached. He's a really talented player. So, like, I think City's window has been good. I think that they still have some positions that they need to improve. I've spoken to my City fan and we talk. My friend is a City fan and we talk a lot. And he has told me severally that he feels like they need to sign a right back. He wants Livramento. And I feel like there's still like some stuff that could be done in order to sort of catch up to Liverpool because I feel like Liverpool has been the bar in this transfer window and everybody's trying to catch up to Liverpool. And I feel like there's still some stuff that could be done to improve the City squad. So yeah, that's my take on City's transfer window. I think I would give it like a 7/10 with room for improvement. They could use a right back. So yeah, I think that they could like maybe even maybe a Rodri sub. Now Manchester United, I keep on saying this thing, and everybody thinks I'm crazy whenever I say this. By the way, hello to the two people here. Thank you very much for being here. You could leave comments. I would love if you leave comments for us to talk and interact. That would be more interesting for me. So yeah, instead of me just talking to you, I prefer us going back and forth. And you could give me your thoughts on some of the things I'm saying. Even give me some suggestions on things you would like me to talk about or anything you would like to ask me. But anyways, Manchester United is one that really excites me because I feel like Manchester United is a sleeping giant. I don't think anyone realizes just how good a footballer Florian Wirtz is. If he signed for City, they win the league. The fact he came to Liverpool, Liverpool have won the league. Should I be honest with you? And I have nice to meet you, BM. By the way, nice to meet you. I have a very interesting take on Florian Wirtz, and I have a back and forth with my friend as a City fan every time. Every time we go back and forth on this, because he's like, "How would you say you don't rate Florian Wirtz?" And let me tell you, the only reason why I don't rate Florian Wirtz, I have come across Florian Wirtz in two scenarios. The first way, I told you that the first way I find players is through Football Manager. And Football Manager is based off real data, real life data. So a lot of the time, some of the players that you find on Football Manager tend to do well in real life because, like I said, Football Manager is like analytics, like insane football freak type of stuff. So I spend a lot of my hours on Football Manager. And every time I sign Florian Wirtz, every time, and I'm not even joking, every time I sign Florian Wirtz on FM, it doesn't work out for me. Maybe I'm the problem, but it doesn't work out for me. And there was one game that I said, okay, let me finally watch this guy. I said, let me finally, we're going to check the stats, by the way. We're going to check the stats. And maybe you prove me wrong. Because yesterday, Shanta proved me wrong on layout. I can change my mind. I'm not fixed on anything. I'm open to being proven wrong. I didn't want layout at Tottenham. He was able to sell it to me and the stats made sense. But anyways, I watched Florian Wirtz for Germany. And every time I've watched Germany, every time, their best player is always the same person. Hamal Musiala. He is an absolute baller and is out of this world. That one, I love him. I love Musiala. But I watch him and I don't necessarily see like what everybody else sees. Maybe if I watch him in the Premier League and I'm watching him week in, week out, like I said, it's just glimpses that I've caught of him. But if I like watch him every time in the Premier League, maybe I would have a different opinion of Florian Wirtz. But he's one of those players that everybody seems to read, but I don't see what they see. Like it's like this is another player, and I know you might think I'm crazy for this. You might think I'm very crazy for this. But another player that I have a problem with, it's not that I don't think he's good. I just think he's not as good as a lot of people make it seem. Is Vitinha. My favorite player in that PSG midfield, and this is crazy because I am absolutely in love with João Neves as a footballer. I love João Neves. I feel like he's the best player, like in that midfield. Him and Fabian Ruiz, I feel like they do so much and they don't get credited for what they do. And I feel like Vitinha always gets all the plaudits when there are other people doing like other things there for him, and he just has to do majorly what's on the ball. Like there are lots of times if I don't know if you watch the Arsenal PSG game, the second leg when Arsenal wanted to kill PSG. My God, that game showed me just how good João Neves is. João Neves is on a whole linear, but I'm going on a tangent here. Let me focus on what's important. But yeah, let's check the vets. Let's check the vets thing. Because this is one of those players that I haven't necessarily been able to see what everybody else sees. And I hope I will. I do hope I will. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. So I'm seeing a lot of greens. I know he scores goals, he gets assists. Good Lord. Wow. Wow. This is incredible. Wow. Wow. Defensively, he tries. Okay, let's use AI to interpret the stats for me. Let's see. Share this tab instead. ChatGPT. Let's use AI to interpret the stats. Interpret these stats for me. So let's see, because an awful lot of best stuff goes on seeing his touch, control, spatial awareness, like Zidane used to. He always has space on the time. Natural talent he is. I hope I see it, and I look forward to seeing it because these stats here that I'm seeing here are quite heavenly. Like, it's lots of greens. Look at his passing. Where is it? Where is it? See, his shooting is really good. His passing is incredible. Different kinds of passes, like different kinds of passes. So yeah, it's really good. Everything is really good, and he also like this is something that is, and this is why I don't care how talented Cherky is. As a Tottenham fan, I can never like have Cherky in my team. I will get frustrated. I don't want to know how. I don't want to know how. I am genuinely terrified. I am genuinely terrified, and I look forward to seeing it next season. I look forward to seeing. That's the thing. See, okay, let me know your thoughts, BM. Do you think that, and everybody else here that's here, do you guys think that, or am I overthinking this thing? Do you guys feel like there is a sort of like there could be, or some might say there might not be because of the quality of players, but there could be a world where these signings don't necessarily click immediately because of the adaptation period? Or am I overthinking this thing? Because I feel like everybody's just acting like this is like a game where you just plug and move on. Like they're changing a lot of their team here. They're changing Kerkesh, they're changing Frimpong. They could be signing Guehi. They could be signing this. They're signing Vets. They signed Ekitike. They've signed Isak. A lot of these guys are going to take time to adapt. It's a new culture. It's a new environment. It's a new team. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking this thing. Maybe I am. But that's my opinion. I feel like there's a world where everything is not as smooth as a lot of people think. That's generally what I think. That's genuinely what I think. But maybe I'm just overthinking it. But yeah, back to the Florian Wirtz thing. Okay. So, okay, ChatGPT has analyzed the stats. So his creativity and playmaking, 5 star, shooting and goals for a 10, 4 star. That is very incredible. His ball progression and dribbling is 5 star. His defensive work rate is 2 star. Wow, that's crazy. Passing volume and accuracy, 5 star. So he passes a lot, and a lot of the passes, if you check here, passes attempted and passes completed, he passes a lot, and a lot of the passes are completed. That's really crazy. His tactical intelligence and positioning, 4 star. His weakness, area duels, yeah, he's quite small. I believe he's quite small. Let's see, Vert's height. Let's check. I think he's small. He looks small. Yeah, 177 meters to feet. Is what, 5'8"? Yeah, he's quite small. He is quite small. Defensive one-on-ones, so he's not very good defensively. Clearances, and he gets dispossessed, which is natural. He is trying a lot of risky passes, so it's natural. I genuinely think Vert is too good to fail. With Eketike, we would have to see. Too good to fail is a very huge statement. It seems you really rate this guy. And a lot of people do. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think it's crazy, because I really want to see what you guys see. Like, I really want to see it. I really do. And I hope I do. I really hope I do. But when I watch him, I just think that every time I've watched him, like even like in some of the games, I remember against Bayern, against Bayern, it's Bayern, yeah, it's Bayern, Bayern, yeah, Bayern against Bayern. The games that I've watched, and I haven't necessarily been impressed with him. Like, there was this time when even my friend, I was a City fan, like that, he was the one telling me, guy, this vet guy, this vet guy, this vet guy. I said, bro, he came to me and he was like, guy, this guy is a fraud. Like, he only plays well in matches against low teams and this, and in big games he always goes and whatever. So, like, I don't know. I hope I see what everybody's seeing. These stats here tell me something incredible. And okay, let's even check like previous season. So last season was 24-25. So let's check 23-24. Let's check 23-24, which was a very good season for Leverkusen, by the way. Look at his stats. They're incredible. They're incredible. Wow. Let's check the season before that. Like, I genuinely hope to see what everybody sees. Like, when I watch him eye test wise, I hope I see what everybody sees, and I hope. Okay, so he really has elevated his game, attacking wise, like goal scoring wise, in these last 2 seasons. His passing has always been good, and defensively, he used to give more. Mm. So maybe as Leverkusen transitioned into being, it's crazy to think he's still only 21. Thank you very much, brother. Thank you very much for subscribing. I'm really grateful. It's crazy to think he's still only 21. There are lots of players these days that really amuse me, to be honest. I think that now, like, there was this whole period where, will I call it a sort of drought period in football, where there were not many youngsters. Like, there was always this talk of, oh, he's young, he needs to grow. And there was this whole period too where, like, signings used to take time to adapt. But I feel like all of a sudden now, I think because of the introduction of data to football, signings and like adaptation periods, and even like these youngsters are now like just settling in, which is incredible. So it's crazy. Like, a lot of these young players are doing some crazy things. But his stats are incredible. Like, I concede on the stat aspect, but like eye test wise, I still need to watch him. I still need to watch him, and I still need to see Florian Wirtz. I want to see what everybody sees, and I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. Whenever I think of it, like whenever I think of this next season, like it just drives me crazy. And that's why, like, as a sports fan, I'm really sad that we're able to get games right, because I'm like, I want all the teams in the Premier League to be as strong as possible, and I want it to be crazy. Like, I want everybody to go and, oh God, God, oh my God, what am I doing? Oh my God! But yes, yes, it's really network issues. I don't know why. But anyways, I know there was some rain today. There was some rain today, so yeah. Yeah, but I'm back. I'm back now. Yeah. So what was I saying? Who do I support? I'm a Tottenham fan. I am a Tottenham fan. Do you know what's funny? I'm a Tottenham fan, not just in any country, but in Nigeria. So here in Nigeria, majority of fans are like Arsenal fans, Man U fans, City fans, and Liverpool fans. Tottenham fans are not really common. Man City fans are not really common. And being a Tottenham fan in Nigeria, the first thing people ask me is, were you born there? Like, were you born in the UK? And I'm like, no, I wasn't born in the UK. I was born in Nigeria. And it's like, how are you a Tottenham fan in Nigeria? Like, Tottenham don't win anything. That's what they always say to me. Like, Tottenham don't win anything. So how did you become a Tottenham fan? And I'm like, I don't know. My heart just chose Tottenham. I don't know. It just happened. And I just got stuck. And here I am, a sports fan till they kill me. So yeah, basically, it's really exciting. JJ Okocha, bro, we've had a lot of ballers. I speaking of JJ Okocha, Nigerian players, one that really breaks my heart, if I'm being honest. What club do you support? BM. What club do you support? But one that really breaks my heart is Osimhen. I feel like this guy, genuinely, is right now one of the best strikers in the world. And it breaks my heart that I won't be seeing Victor playing in the Premier League. It breaks my heart, not just as a Nigerian, but as a football fan. Okay, BM, this is very exciting. So what is your take on this? What is your take on? Let me even like this is a conversation I had with my friend. What is your take? Where's Osimhen gone? He went to Galatasaray. He went to Galatasaray. That's where he went to. So, what's your take on this? What do they call it? What's your take on how do I phrase this? What's your take on this Isak situation? I find this Isak situation very interesting, and this is what I've told myself in my head. When I saw the news that Isak wanted to leave Liverpool, the first thing that came to my mind was this guy is jealous, and you're probably wondering of what? Jealous of what? I felt like Isak wasn't sure whether I wanted to leave. And then he sees Eketike to Liverpool. He sees Gyökeres to Arsenal. And then he's like, okay, Newcastle have been trying to sign people. Newcastle promised me some things. The players are rejecting Newcastle. This club might be able to match my ambitions, but not while I am here, like not now. And I want to win now. I want to be challenging for the Premier League now. I want to be challenging for the Champions League now. I am a player of that caliber. I know I'm one of the best strikers in the world. I'm one of the best strikers, arguably the best striker in the Premier League last season. So I should be challenging for these things. And then he goes, yeah, I want to leave. Because it doesn't make sense that Liverpool go and sign Ekitike. And then when they tell you, oh, is it that Ekitike or Isak? And then they now like go and sign Isak after signing Ekitike. But I think it still makes sense because Nunez is going and RIP Jota, may so rest in peace. May so rest in peace and his family be blessed. Jota is going to be replaced as well by Isak. Not replaced, but substituted. Not replaced. Never replaced. Substituted by Isak. Do you get what I'm saying? So I feel like it's a really interesting thing. But like, let me know your thoughts. I think you're right. He's 25, 26. Time is right for him, although I think a bit too expensive. How much would you pay? How much do you think is a reasonable price for Isak? How much do you think is a reasonable price for Isak? Like when you're seeing Caicedo, Shanta, nice to see you. Nice to see you, Shanta. I was even talking about you earlier. I think if Liverpool was interested to sign me, and if I was playing for any club in the PL, I would leave the club for Liverpool. Granted, I agree 100%. Liverpool is playing Ekitike as a left wing potentially. They need a striker. So are you saying, okay, let me try to share this tab instead. Lineup builder. Let's try to make Liverpool's team. I'm sharing my screen here. Yeah, okay. Let's try to make Liverpool's team. And this is really tricky because this Liverpool team, I think 110 million. 110 million for Isak. PM, are you joking? 110 million. That is daylight robbery. That's daylight robbery. What? 110 million. Are you considering inflation? Brennan Johnson went from 47.5 million. Declan Rice went for 105. 110 million will be incredible. Well, I would arrest anybody that does that. Okay, so the formation, let me see. I don't even know if I remember how this thing works. Okay, yeah, our formation. What was BM? Let me know. What do you think is going to be Liverpool's formation? Isak is probably around 100 million with add-ons. Due to his performances in PL last season, and considering Sheshko, he's in exactly. Sheshko is 90 million. What has Sheshko done in the game? He scored like 15 goals. Isak is 150. It's 150 bare, like bare. That's it. It's 150 your goal. Like in my opinion, that's it. 110 million is an absolute. That's madness. What? Like, okay, what formation? Shanta, you can respond. By the way, anybody can respond. What formation should we use? Should we use a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 for Liverpool? Which one do you guys think they will use? Do you think they will play? Do you think they will play 4-3-3? Shanta says 4-3-3. Others in the comments, you guys can tell me. Please tell me. It would be nice if you guys interact. So 4-3-3. I'm waiting for anyone else to see if anyone else will say something. But yeah, because I'm thinking, I don't know if they're going to play vets as a 10 or vets in the midfield. And now if they play a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, it means that one of Zoboslai, Gravenberg, or McAllister is going to drop out. And it's like, how is that person going to feel about dropping out of the team? So there's also that aspect. Like, there's so much going on, and it's so interesting how, like, one little change here, one little change. Okay, so two people say 4-3-3. Okay. BM has already even given me lineup. Crazy. Okay. Let's do this together. Okay, 4-3-3. Me, I was thinking 4-3-1 actually. I was thinking 4-3-1, but okay. 4-3-3. So okay, goalkeeper, Allison. I think it's double L. Abizi 1L or double S. Yeah. Okay, Allison. Center backs, we have Van Dijk, Virgil. You guys are seeing my screen, right? Yeah, okay. You're seeing my screen. Okay. Virgil. You have Konate or possibly Guehi. Do you guys let me know your thoughts, BM, as a Liverpool fan. Do you think that Konate is going to remain, or do you think he's going to be replaced by Guehi? Like, if you guys were to sign Guehi today, do you think like Konate will be the one in the lineup? Because you wrote Konate here. Do you think it will be Konate or Guehi? I don't think we should include Isak right now. Let's say Ekitike as ST. Yeah, fair enough, because it's not technically, like, we don't want another Gibbs White situation. Technically, he hasn't been signed, so let's not jump the gun. But let me know, you guys. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think that Konate? Do you think Konate will be replaced by Guehi? Konate is really good. That's the thing about Konate. Konate is one of the best centre backs in the league. But the thing is, does he want to stay? And if he doesn't want to stay, you guys have to sell him because you don't want a repeat of the Trent situation. That's the thing. Do you guys think Konate is better than Guehi? What do you guys think? Shanta, anybody can respond. Shanta, BM, anybody. Do you guys think Konate is better than Guehi? And do you think he starts over Guehi? If they sign Guehi? Because their reports, Ben Jacob said that they're trying to get rid of Guehi now because he has 1 year left and they're trying to get rid of him instead of losing him free. So that's a very interesting situation. What do you guys think? I think this thing, I don't think Liverpool is prioritizing a CB right now. They're looking for left wing and ST. That's the thing. Liverpool don't have centre backs. Liverpool have sold Kwanzaa. Gomez is always injured. They need centre backs. I don't know why a lot of people are not talking about Liverpool needing centre backs. They do. Honestly, they do. Okay, Guehi is so expensive. At least £50 million is available for free in 12 months' time. So about Guehi, Ben Jacob said something about him being available for 35 million, like 35 million, something around that mark. And that if it's available for like 35 mil, like towards the end of the window, that's why people haven't like necessarily jumped the gun on signing him, because they are waiting for towards the end, because they know that Crystal Palace want to sell. And that, like, if you Look at last year in January, Tottenham beat 70 million, but now as is reaching the end of his contract, that is reducing. Konate is much more better than Gui, in my opinion. Honestly, I think the same thing. But you know the thing? You know what? We're going to settle this with FB Ref. We're going to settle this now with the stats. The stats don't lie. I think Konate is better as well, but we're going to settle it with the stats. Okay, so let's see. Let's see with the stats. Gui. Let's see Gui. Let's see. This is really exciting. This is really exciting. Okay, let's see. So let's see. We're going to give the stats to AI. Let's see. And AI is going to settle it for us. So I wait. Okay, let me share this tab instead so you guys see what I'm doing. So you're involved in the process as well. Wait, I will give you another player's stats so you compare and tell me who is better. So I've told AI. So I'm coming. Share this tab instead now. So now let's see Konate. I'm coming. If you guys have left any comments, I'm coming. I want to try and do this comparison first. And that's how we'll pick. Because like people can say one thing, we can think one thing, but then when you check the stats, it's telling you something completely different. So let's see. This is Ibrahim Konate now. Yeah, okay. Now, based on, okay, I'm not sharing this tab. Share this tab instead. Based on the stats, who is better between Konate and Guehi? This is really interesting. Let's see. Whoa. Wow, Konate is better. Who? So who is better? Konate. So Konate has higher upside in elite systems. Guehi is more well-rounded and consistent. So what's your verdict? Okay, so let's see. Okay. So it's doing it category by category. So defending is Guehi by a little. Can you guys see it? Okay, you guys can see it, right? Okay. Wait, okay. Liverpool are heavily linked with Leone. I don't even know who that is. I don't even know who that is. But I'm coming. I'm coming. Let's go through the stats. I'm coming. I'm so sorry. I'll come to the comments now. Aerial ability, Konate. On ball passing, Konate. Ball carrying, Konate. Creativity, Guehi. Discipline and errors, Guehi. Bro, just give me the straight answer. Final call. Who is better? In You guys are seeing this, right? Okay, you guys are seeing this. In possession-based system, technical system, Brighton, Bayern has now debatable that Quay's creativity edges it. So overall, in one word summary, Konate is a powerhouse and Gueye is a technician. So basically, I think it depends on what you're trying to do. So we'll go with Konate. It's only fair we go with Konate. It's only fair we go with Konate. So let's see. It's only fair we go with Konate. Let me see the comments. Liverpool are heavily. Who is Leone? Who is that? Leone, who is that? Who is that? Let me check. Who is Leone? We learn about players every day. Leone. Giovanni Leone. Is it this one? Who is that? I've never seen him in my life. I have no clue who this is. 18. Is he 18? Giovanni Leone. As I know nothing about him, he looks like he's coming in for 30 million. Okay, so this is Leone. Okay, we'll check Leone. This is him. This is him. Okay, let's do the stats. Let me cancel this. He's young. He's 18. He's very young. He was born in 2006. He's turning 19 this year, December 21st. His picture is not here. So let's check the stats. Let's check the stats. We'll check it on. We'll interpret the stats now. He looks very raw. He looks very raw. So give me a breakdown of these stats. You guys are seeing my screen, right? He's a kid. He looks very raw. I know Liverpool have been looking for a young centre back because I know they tried to sign Euro. They tried to sign Euro, but they weren't able to sign Euro. And they tried to sign, I think, Hysin as well. So Liverpool have been looking for a young centre back for a while. So he's young. Exactly. Can you see? He's very raw. You can tell by the stats. He's very raw. A small sample size. He's a centre back. He's a low volume on the ball defender. What do you mean by low volume on the ball? So he's not Very limited in build up. That means he's not very good on the ball and ball progression. His attacking threat, as an attacking threat, is 2.5 over 5. So he's sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. On the ball, he's horrible. Wow. He's still very raw. Still very raw. Defending 2 over 5. Still very raw. Positioning and reading of the game. So he reads the game quite well. He's not error prone and he's proactive in closing down lanes. He's physical. He's not really physical. So he doesn't really win area duels. Wow. Carrying an on the ball movement. His discipline is quite good. He's okay. So, a summary, he's young, raw, with decent instincts, good shot blocking, efficient in front of goal. He's efficient in front of goal, but he's very limited on the ball, offers almost no progression. Mind you, this stats might be due to like the system he's in. By the way, it could be due to the system he's in, by the way. So yeah, okay, let me check the comments. Hato, I'll get back, I'll get to that comment. Well, Gwe won't be free. If no club shows interest, you sign a contract and stay him and look for a better club. I genuinely don't think Shanta, I don't think that Gwe is going to sign his contract extension. I don't think so. I think he wants to leave. And the best thing, like what according to what Ben Jacob said, he said that Gwe wants to leave on a free. Palace don't want him to leave on a free. So even if like, which means that if Palace don't want him to leave on a free, it means that that price is going to come down as the window like elapses or nears its end. And as time goes on, the price is going to come down, which means that clubs like Tottenham that are looking for a centre back, maybe Chelsea might come, Liverpool will come, and these clubs will now come into the frame because they know now Crystal Palace are desperate to sell and they have the advantage. It's a negotiation tactic and it's all power play here. And like everybody is just trying to wait because Crystal Palace are not desperate right now. So you have to wait for them to be desperate for you to get the deal. It's like the deal that Tottenham did for Kudus. Normally, we won't be able to get Kudus for 55 million, but because they were desperate and they needed money to be able to make signings, we're able to get that deal done. So it's all like power play here. Let's see. I think Gueye runs down his contract, makes best sense for the career. That's what he's trying to do, according to Ben Jacobs. But Crystal Palace don't want him to. If you guys are new here, please leave a like and subscribe. Thank you very much. That's what he's trying to do apparently, but Crystal Palace don't want him to, and it's understandable. They're a business. So, can you please check? It looks like he's coming in for 30 million. We've done that. So yeah, he's very raw. He's very raw. He's young. He has a lot to develop and a lot to grow, but he looks good. He's 18. Like as a centre back, he's decent. He's decent. He's 18. He's still very raw. He's still very raw. And what team is in? What team? Parma. He's not even like a top side. Let me check where they finished last season in the league. Serie A table. Let's see. Parma. 16th. It's still very raw. It's still very raw. I feel like he could be better than what's showing here. Like he could be better than what's showing here. But let's see. I think he's still very raw. Pity Chelsea got Hato. He would have been class. Honestly, this guy is one of those players that my problem with Hato is I don't even know what to make of him because I've been hearing about this guy since he was like what, 17 or 16. And Hato is one of those players like I genuinely think that he's going to be class, like Timber. Like, see that Ajax? I think they know how to make defenders then. They know how to cook them. And his passing stats are really good, which shows he will be very solid as a left back. His shooting is also really good. He has goals and assists in his game. Really incredible. He's a top signing for any team, honestly speaking. And I'm jealous of Chelsea. Chelsea make me sad in every way possible. Because even aside from like even aside from like transfers and everything, it's also about things like them always beating us. Like we never are able to beat Chelsea. But I don't want to talk about Chelsea because, like I said, Chelsea make me sad. I hate Chelsea. I respect them, but I hate them because they always beat us. I want to talk sports for a bit because we're in more crisis than any top 10 PL club. Brother Shanta, when are we never in crisis? We are always we are always in crisis. Every time. Spurs are in crisis. Spurs are in crisis. It's 5 and 6. Okay, what do you want to talk about Spurs? What do you want to talk about Spurs? Shanta, ask me questions and I will answer. Um, you said, were you Angel or Angel? This is a very interesting question. So let me explain. So I absolutely I am what people will call a flip-flop. And I would explain why I flip-flopped. Let me go back to the beginning of Ange. When Ange came, I didn't know what to make of it. I didn't know what to make of it. I was going to back the manager. I didn't know too much about him. I'd watched a lot of YouTube videos and people had said a lot of good things about him. And I'm like, okay, this is exciting. And let's see where this goes. But then after like the first 10 games and everything was going well, the first season, we're out of Europe. We finished in the top 5. Decent season. But there's a lot of context to that season. And I excuse the context. So that season, we went out of the cups early. I think we went out of the first cup to Fulham. And then the second cup, I think we beat Burnley with a Pedro Porro screamer. And then the second match, we went out to Manchester City. So we went out of both cups and we went to Europe. We're playing one game a week. And we still managed to bottle top 4. That position we're in, after 10 games, there was no other club. I think they said there was no other club that had that much points and not gone on to finish in the top 4. So the red flags were there. But I was willing to excuse it because I was like, okay, our attackers are not good enough. Brennan Johnson is not good enough. It was clear. Son was struggling with Son. He wasn't a touchline winger. We could tell he couldn't play to the demands of what the manager was asking him to do. We needed a striker. We had Richarlison in front. We had a lot of problems. We needed a number 6. We knew we needed a number 6 because Bissouma. He played well in the first 10 games because he wasn't necessarily playing as a 6. He was playing as a box-to-box midfielder. He was joining the attack. If you guys go back to watch the games, he wasn't playing as a 6. He played as a box-to-box midfielder, which is why he flourished. So we knew that they were red flags, but I was willing to excuse it. Now we got into the transfer window, and then we signed who? We signed Archie Gray. We signed Young. We signed Bergvall. We signed. Who did we sign? We just signed rubbish. Yang Min Hyuk. And out of all the players we signed, only one, Sholanke, was the only first team addition. Now, as much as I want to blame Ange, as much as I had problems with Ange's tactics, we knew that that squad wasn't good enough. We knew that the wing position had faults. We knew that we needed a number 6. And out of everything, they only gave him one first team signing. And that was not the first time we had seen Tottenham Hotspur do that. Under Conte, they gave Conte Spence, they gave Conte Perisic, they gave Conte Langley, all the signings. Only one was a first team player. One, which was Perisic. Jose too, the same thing. Jose wanted screener, they gave him Joe Rodon. They gave him Doherty. They gave him all draws, which is why I couldn't blame Ange for it. Because the thing about Ange is, no matter what you want to say about Ange, he always was sort of like a shield for the board. He was going to give his all for the board. He always protected the board. And they loved that because the other managers they had were talking against the board. I'll go through the comments. Sorry, I'm just trying to really explain my scenario on this Ange thing. So now, we had faults and we're horrible last season. But this guy gave us a trophy. At the very least, actually back this manager. Now, he won a trophy. Like, regardless of how bad everything was and how much they didn't back him, with all the injuries and all the context of last season, he won a trophy. He did something that Conte couldn't do at Tottenham, but Jose Mourinho couldn't do at Tottenham, much Pochettino couldn't do at Tottenham. And which is why I was willing to close my eyes at everything else that had happened prior and give him at least the first 10 games of this season. This season that we're coming into, at least, and give him signings, give him first team signings. Actually back this manager. Don't give him Bergvall. Don't give him Archie Gray for 40 million. Don't give him Brennan. Just give him quality signings. Give him the likes of Kudus. What you're giving Thomas Frank. The likes of what you're trying to give Thomas Frank. Gibbs White. Paulinho. That's what you should have given Ange. And give him a realistic chance. And then if he doesn't do well, we know that yes, there's no if, but, and maybes. This never worked out. It wasn't going to work out. It wasn't meant to be. He won us a trophy. Thank you very much. And you can go. But just that, knowing that they didn't really back him, and what could have been, it just leaves that what could have been feeling. So towards the end, I was Ange in again just because he won us that way. So that's my take. I hope you understand what I just said. I know I went on a tangent, but yeah, Ange out, the most rubbish manager. We got we got lucky with the UEL, and no plan B was crazy. Should I be honest? Should I be honest? Chantal, let me tell you something. I feel like there is there are different ways to skin a cat. Yeah. And I feel like if your team is good enough, you can go into games playing the same way and still win. I genuinely think that, like, there was this thing that, and which is why, like, I became Ange out during the course of the season. It was towards the end of the season. At the end of the season, I became Ange after we won the Europa League. But I was Ange out throughout the season because there were games when, like, we're playing lesser teams, and when you play a lesser team, you expect that, like, you implement your style on that team. Like, if you look at City now, City forced their style on you because they are that good. And there were games where we're going to games against teams that we should be better than, and went implementing our style of play on them, which was very concerning. Like, even if you want to play one way, at least let's be able to force teams to bend in the way we want them to bend, and weren't able to do that, which was very concerning. And that was my problem with signings like that. Also, money spent on Kizania like Gray and Bevel. Honestly, see, this is actually a great signing. I know he played well the other day. That's the first good performance I've seen from Magic Gray since preseason last year. Since preseason last year, that's the first good performance I've seen from Magic Gray. So yes, I don't know. See, right now I feel like Gray has been an absolute waste of money. 40 million is crazy. I hope he proves me wrong. I pray to God he proves me wrong. I don't see every Tottenham player pro, but God. See this Sholanke. Let me tell you, man. This Sholanke, my Nigerian brother, this guy is a case. And let me tell you, this guy, when he first came to Tottenham, I don't know what it is. This is what I was saying yesterday. I think that too much time with Madison, he has started falling on the floor for any small thing. When he first came to Tottenham, he was very strong. He was fighting with them, fighting with centre backs and things like that, and very physical and whatever. And now when I watch him play, any small thing is falling on the ground, which I think is incredibly interesting. I don't know why. Maybe he has lost weight or something, or he hasn't been in the gym. I don't know, but now any small thing is falling on the floor, and I don't like it. I want my striker to be strong. Hurricane wasn't the most physical, but against the majority of defenders, he was stronger than them. Against the likes of Van Dijk and Konate and all these big defenders, they bullied him. Granted, they did every time, every time they bullied him, and he had quiet games against them. But majority of defenders, he at least could compete. This guy is just falling on the floor for every small thing. You look back in 5 years, just keep the comments coming. I'll go through them. You look back in 5 years at the Bergval and Grace, and I think they were junior signers. I hope so. I hope so. This is what, see, BM. I swear, you sound like Daniel Levy. Tottenham Hotspur, yeah. Let me tell you, and this is my club, so I know. This is our club, yeah, Shanta. We're always planning for the future, but that future is like a loop. Like, we're always planning for the future. Every time is for the future. So when we signed, if you think back to Davison Sanchez, you signed him. The Davison Sanchez signing was for the future. That future has not still reached. That future has not still reached. Dele Alli for the future. Who else did we sign again? Brian Hill for the future. Who else again? Who else again? Who else again? All of them for the future. For the future. There's one guy that we signed from Susu Bell from Chelsea's Academy for the future. That future has not still reached. I don't think he's at the club anymore. Still for the future. Tottenham Hotspur is always signing for the future. Never for now. And that's why, like, this window has been very different. Because now we're signing players for now. Like, for the first time in ever. We're signing Paulinho. We're signing Kudus. This is the first time Tottenham Hotspur is doing that. We've never done that. Never. It's always for the future. For the future. For tomorrow. For tomorrow. And that tomorrow, we always used to push it. Because we keep on signing for tomorrow. For tomorrow. And then today will never come. It's always for tomorrow. For tomorrow. Just believe. One day. Well, they're good signings. So is Real Liverpool. Doesn't mean that we don't need Salah or Gakpo to compete against. Wait, what are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about Bergval and Gray. Yeah. Wait, did they sign that Rio kid? Or is it from your academy? Let me know. BM, is Rio from your academy? Or did you guys sign him? Did you guys sign? Matistel. Matistel is another one. 10 million loan fee. And after that loan that this guy had, we still signed him. Did you see the one-on-one he had the other day? They are good, but we need starters to justify the young talent in the future. Honestly, see, let me tell you, see these young players. I like what we're doing, but let them go out and just be playing on loan. Except you are good enough for the first team. I don't want to see any of them near my team. I've had enough of, like, if you see, as we've been signing for the future, every year we keep on going down and down and down. It was first under Jose when it first happened, when we finished in Conference League 7th. I thought it was a fluke. Since then, the only time we finished in the Champions League spot was under Conte. Since then, under Conte. Mind you, Jose was the manager after Poch. After Poch, Poch left Tottenham in 2019 or 2020. 1920 season, I think. And since then, I don't want to see the young players near this team. Honestly, they should go out there and learn their trade. And when they're ready, they can come. But us being a development ground for young talent, I'm tired of it. I am tired of it. I want to see players that can play now. I want to win now. I've had a taste of it and I want more. I want more trophies. I love it. I can't even explain how I felt when we won that trophy. I want more. I want more. Could Tottenham sign Eze, Morgan Rogers? Wouldn't Osimhen be great for Spurs? Osimhen has already gone to Gala, so that's off the books. Morgan Rogers, we discussed Morgan Rogers yesterday. I think Morgan Rogers would be a good signing. But Shanta was able to convince me on Leo. Eze, I don't think it's possible because I think he's an Arsenal fan and Arsenal are being linked to him. And I think there are reports that Arsenal are still going to sign another midfielder. So I think he's going to go to Arsenal, if I'm being honest. I genuinely think he's going to go to Arsenal and there's nothing we can do about it. Like, if it comes to Arsenal or Tottenham, he's going to pick Arsenal and he's going to start on the left wing over Martinelli. It's not even a debate. Even though he's not a left winger, he's going to start on the left wing over Martinelli. It's not a debate. So he's going to go to Arsenal, challenging for the league, possibly the Champions League, possibly Carabao Cup, possibly FA Cup, playing with Gyökeres, playing with Saka, playing with Saliba, playing with Gabriel, Timber. Look at the quality of players. So come to Spurs and playing with who? Bernard Johnson and Achigre. Come on. It's not realistic. Honestly, I don't think we can sign. Spurs could sign so many players, trust me, mate. But we just won't. That's the whole issue with my shitty Cup. Honestly, brother, the thing is, see, I don't even know if we can sign players. Because, like, I feel like there are some players that we can sign. Like, okay, this is the thing with Tottenham. I feel like there are players that we should be able to sign. But just because of how bad we've been over the years, we can no longer, like, we're no longer as attractive as we used to be. Like, if it was, like, Skriniar wanted to come here under Jose. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, back then, when we're finishing in Champions League final, finishing in Kini, do you think we would, under Conte, we would want Bastoni, and Bastoni will not leave Inter for Tottenham Hotspur? Are we joking? I understand Inter is more successful and whatever, but it's Tottenham Hotspur. It's the Premier League we're talking about here. It's Tottenham Hotspur. Like, you can't tell me that you don't want to come to Tottenham Hotspur. This is one of the big six teams in the Premier League. You can't tell me you don't want to come to Tottenham Hotspur. And for him to reject us, that was the moment when I knew that, yeah, we've fallen. We have fallen. And I didn't know how bad we had fallen until that moment. Even Vadio. I think Vadio was meant to come to Tottenham and he waited a year and then he went to Man City. Like, little things, because I know we're linked to him. Let me try to hurry up with the comments. Van de Ven and Romero are good. They should really sign Baliba. It looks like against Man United. Honestly, I made a video. That is my dream number 6. That was my dream number 6. And I say was because I think that I'm starting to have an idea of what Thomas Frank is trying to do and how he's trying to play. And I don't think that Baliba fits what he's trying to do, which is why I'm really shocked at this Paulina signing. Because I feel like at the same time, Thomas Frank is also a flexible coach. So let's see how things go. Like he might change the tactics due to the players he has. If he doesn't have the player he wants, he would have to change the tactics and things like that. He's not like Ange that is one way and one way only. Do you get what I'm saying? So I feel like this is like Baliba was my dream number six. And this is like, even if you spend like 100 million on Baliba, you know that for the next like 10 years, your number six is solved. Like it's sorted. Like there's no going back on it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like there's no going back on it. It's solved for life. And there's nothing like, oh, we don't have a number six or this or that or that. Your number six is solved. That's not a problem. Um, Again, we could sign all the players we want, but leaving won't just spend the money and just find cheap alternatives. Man, I feel you. See, I don't even know what to say. Like I couldn't even agree. I couldn't possibly agree anymore. I couldn't possibly agree anymore. He's running that interview. That interview is an absolute joke. If you guys watch the video, that interview was an absolute joke. When they asked him, there was this point where they asked him a question about Ange. And when they asked him a question about Ange, and if you see his reaction to that interview, like when they that part where they asked him about Ange, it was really hilarious. I thought it was very funny. He just goes like, he's like, oh my god, not this again. I want to try and look for it for you guys. I don't know if I will be um I will just look for that specific side. I'll look for that specific side and then I would play that part. Let me check for it. I know it was when they were sitting down in the locker room. Let me check for it for you. I think it was around here. It was around here. Yeah, I think it was around here. Look, let me try and check for it. Check for the subtitles. I think it was around here. No, it was when they were. I know it was when they were sitting down there. So I remember it was when they were sitting down. I want to check for it. Sorry, I'm coming. Okay, I'm not even sharing my screen. Let me share. Let me check for it for you guys. I know it was when they asked him about Ange. Okay, I'm coming. I'm muting it because I don't want any trouble. I don't necessarily know how these things work. Um, where is it? I just want to check for his reaction. I can't find it. I can't find it. Yeah, this is it. This is it here. Here, watch. Can you see? Look, when they start asking him about Ange, just look at how he turns his head. Look, that's our chairman. That's our chairman. That's it. That's the guy. Like, look at how he turns his head. Like that interview, like I feel like that interview was very embarrassing because I'm a media student. I studied mass comm in school. The goal and the objective and your responsibility as a media person is to serve as checks and balances for people in power. And I don't feel like that interview did anything close to that. I'm sorry, but it was absolutely embarrassing. And they went too soft on him. Is he really? I thought Levy is spending quite a bit. No. Levy spends BM. It's not that Levy doesn't spend. The problem isn't what we spend. The problem is what we spend it on. That's the thing. Like, for instance, now we spent 40 million on Archie Gray. That is absolute madness. We spent 47.5 million on Brennan Johnson. We spent at least 50 million euros on Matistel. Is what we're spending it on. It's not necessarily that we don't spend money. We spend money, it's just what we spend it on. Kudus, Tel, Danso, Paulinia loan cost 125 million. That's the thing, BM. That's what I'm saying. It's not necessarily that we don't spend. We spend. It's just what we spend it on. Matistel is not good enough for Tottenham. I'm sorry, he's not. I did my research after analyzing every single sports game. Jonah Justin's fit seems to fit ST position more than right wing or left wing. I think we probably ST. I think that Brennan can play as an advanced forward. Like all these strikers that, like how someone like Marcus Rashford would play number 9, like in line with the last defender, making runs in behind, and then like sort of like in line with last defender, making runs. They give you through ball and you run onto them, and then you're 1-on-1. That's the kind of 9 that he will fit. Like I feel like games where we would play a front 2, like 3 at the back. I think that Brendan Johnson will be very key for games like that, especially if we have like someone like, I think right now I will trust Kudus holding up the ball more than Solanke. So I think like a Kudus to hold up the ball to lay up to Brennan as a front 2 would really work. I feel so. So yeah. Real Ungumoha. Ungumoha. I don't even know. That's not even Nigerian. That's not Nigerian, so I don't even know how to pronounce it. I don't even know where it's from. Where's he from? Where's Rio from? Rio Ungumoha. English. Which English? Where is he from? English is, let me check. Is a name from which African country? What country is that? Nigerian. Ungumoa. Are you serious? Are you serious? So I pronounced it right. It's probably Ungumoa. Yeah, because I pronounced it like an Igbo person, and I was like, I'm not Igbo, by the way. I'm from a different ethnic group. But anyways, let's not talk about that. I'm telling you, real Ngoma is going to be very, very top of the game. Yeah, he looks really good. He looks really good. I've been seeing clips of him in like Liverpool's preseason, and he looks really good. And how old is he? How old is he? 2008. If I was born in 2004, so I'm 21, which means he's 17. Wow, that's crazy. Wow. Like that's the thing. I don't know what they're feeding these kids these days. I don't know how a 17-year-old can come and be playing against men. The thing you said about us not being attractive anymore is true. That's my whole problem with Ange. The 17 position messed it up. Honestly, see, my brother, see, on this sports matter, I understand. See, more than anybody here, I'm with you. I understand like mad. Like, see, we've been together. We've been together, and you think that would unite our fan base, but it even makes us more divided. Honestly, we're very not attractive. We're very not attractive because, realistically speaking, are you telling me that Gibbs White can't push for a move to Tottenham Hotspur? Gibbs White in Nottingham Forest. You can't push for a move to Spurs. Liverpool poached him from Chelsea as a 14-year-old. He's 16 now, replaced Luis Diaz in squad this year. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think he's going to be the one to replace Diaz. 16, 2017 in August. August what? August what? 29 this month. It's 2017. He's 16 and he's playing like this. Bro, that's crazy. When is your next live? I want to come on and do a post-match analysis for you. What do you think about that? We have a game tomorrow. Let me tell you. So I think we play Bayern, right? Let me check. I want to do a live. I want to start doing a live every day. I want to start doing a live every day because I want to try to be more consistent. I want to try to take my YouTube channel seriously. Like I said, I had like over 300 subscribers, but I deleted it, and I regret it now. But anyways, what's gone is gone. I can't cry about Spurs. Spurs versus Bayern. I know we play Bayern, but I didn't know it was small. Date with Spurs fixtures. Let me check Tottenham fixtures. I didn't know it was tomorrow. Are you serious? Can you imagine? I would have missed it. It's tomorrow. God, I've really been buried in work. Wow, that's crazy. I've really been buried in work. I didn't know. That's exciting. 5:30 Nigerian time. Okay, no problem. I'll watch it. I would, no problem, Chantal. I would send you a link. I will drop a link. I'll do what I want to be doing. I want to be doing 10 p.m. every night. I want to be doing 10 p.m. every night. So every night, every day, 10 p.m. And I will do my best to be consistent. I have to be. Like today, I was very exhausted. But I was like, I have to do it. Like I know that is usually like more difficult in the early days, like when you're just starting out and just trying to make this a habit and trying to like, and it's very difficult also breaking into the YouTube space as well. And if you're not consistent, it doesn't help. So yeah, I'm going to be doing one tomorrow. Tomorrow. I'm going to be doing one tomorrow night by 10 p.m. So yeah, you can come on. That's fine. You can come on. I would love to meet you and have a conversation with you. Nigeria may call up real. Let me tell you, yeah, my brother. See, this is my country, yeah. BM, where are you from, by the way? Shanta, where are you from too? Where are you from? And BM, where are you from? And anybody else in the chat? And I think there's somebody else in the chat. Where are you from as well? There's somebody else watching. Where are you from? And say hello. I don't bite. But anyways, the thing about this my country here, I think that we have a lot of Ireland. This is a really interesting country, you know. Like I have I had this friend, Nigerian as well. He used to live in Ireland. He came to Nigeria because his mom wanted him to learn about the culture and learn about where he was from. So back in secondary school, he came, and I feel like him as a person, like maybe it's the Irish culture, but there's just something so charming about the Irish culture that it just made me want to visit Ireland. And there are not too many countries that I feel that way about. Like I'm usually somebody that likes home, like your dad is in Nigeria. Oh my god, we're coming. Shanta, I'm coming. Wow, that's really interesting. Um, so like that's something really interesting about Ireland. Like I'm really intrigued by it. And I think it's somewhere that I would like to visit. And I have a flat cap, by the way. I have a flat cap. I have a flat cap. So yeah, great stuff, my man. I'll see you tomorrow. It'll be exciting. And oh my god, don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. Just believe. Believe. I believe in Spurs. I believe in you know the thing. You know the thing. I feel like Shanda, the only thing that's helping me, like Nigerians will say, we say this thing. Okay, this is like one of our expressions. Hold body. Like basically, hold body is like stay positive. Basically, that's the best way for me to explain it. The only thing that's allowing me hold body or helping me hold body is that um we have Thomas Frank. And that's the thing. Thomas Frank is not a magician. Like as much as we have Thomas Frank, we can't be going into a season saying we have Thomas Frank. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, man. I look forward to it, but I feel like this game for me is really like a gauge to where Tottenham are because we played Bayern last year in preseason, and I'm telling you, we're very bad. We're very bad, and Bayern absolutely destroyed us in preseason. And I feel like this game for me would really show me where we are, like as a club and as a team, and the level we are, like as a team. And it's really exciting. Like it's something that really excites me, if I'm being honest. Like I really want to see how we do against Bayern. I really want to see how we do against Bayern. I know it's not like Bayern's strongest side, but I really want to see how we do against Bayern. And also tactically, how we handle them tactically is really exciting. And then the next game is the big one. And let me know you guys thoughts. Do you guys think that? Do you think there's a world where Thomas will beat? And I don't want to shout it because I don't want to come and embarrass myself. But do you guys genuinely think that there's a world where Thomas will beat PSG for the Super Cup? Like, do you think there's Jesus? It will be PSG. So you PSG in how many months, guy? Romad. Jesus, in my lifetime, I've never seen my club win a trophy until the Europa League. And I could possibly like see my club win 2 trophies in how many months? I'll run mad. I would just lose my mind when it was okay. USA, that's a very good country. You are you are beyond blessed to be from USA, my brother. Um, your dad is in Nigeria in Lagos and he works there. This is really incredible. How are you from USA and your dad is in Nigeria? Is your dad Nigerian? How is he in Nigeria? How did he get to Lagos? I'm from Lagos, by the way. Like Lagos is my state. Like you know the way I think like Texas is a state in America. So you know the way they are Texans. Is it Texans? I mean, what they call themselves? I watched this in Young Sheldon. I think it's Texans or something like that. Yeah, I think they call themselves Texans or something. Oh, you're a student in America. Oh, so you're staying in America. You're in Texas. Oh, crazy. So yeah, like Texans or something. I think that's what they call themselves. So I'm a Lagosian. Like I'm from Lagos. Like Lagos is where like my great grandfather and great and all the greats were from. So yeah, I'm a Lagos boy from Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria. So yeah, this is my state. This is my home. Like I am in my father's land. I'm in Lagos right now. This is like literally our hometown. But anyways, I'm excited to see what Pape Odebe. You see Pape. Papi Matassa is a player that intrigues me. Is BM no more here? BM is no more dropping any comments. But anyways, I'm excited to see what Papi is a player that excites me because Papi is one of these players that sometimes he can be Banana Island. What coming to that? That's a very wealthy area, by the way. That is like the area of the elites. But anyways, um, I'm excited to see what Papi. Let me know. Let me. Yeah, God, I get distracted easily. Let me remove the comments for now. Let me focus on this one. Okay, let me adjust it. Okay, I'm excited to see what Pape does. Pape is a player that excites me because I feel like Pape is a player that he can be really good on his day, but there are times when Pape doesn't like consistency is a problem for him. Like I feel like he has been very good in preseason, but like he hasn't really what do you call it? Like this last game now, he didn't really play well, in my opinion. I didn't think he really played well. And like there are games when he's really good, and there are games when like he can be very. He could be found wanting in some ways. So yeah, Odobe. I told you my problem with Odobe. I feel like Odobe can be very lax sometimes. I feel like he feels like he has all the time in the world. Like with BM, what BM was saying earlier about how there are players like Vets that like there are players that look like they have so much time on the ball. And that is a skill, like looking like you have so much time on the ball. And Odobe is a player that plays like he has so much time on the ball, but he doesn't. Do you get what I'm saying? Like he doesn't have that skill to be able to create space for himself, and he can be very lax and he misses the ball. I hope like you're able to see this thing that I'm talking about. Now, Kudus is one that excites me because, and I'm willing to see how he does because I feel like because of how bad our attack is, anything positive we're going to do tomorrow is going to have to go through Kudus, which means that there's a possibility of them like double marking him, and I'm keen to see how he does, especially against a side like Bayern. Like Bayern is not um K League All Stars or whatever. Like, do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, let's see. But Odobe is a player with a lot of potential. To be fair, he has a lot of potential and he has a lot of room to grow right now. I'm keen to see how he does. I'm a student in America, bro. I don't even know what to say to you. That's really nice. I'm very happy for you, bro. But are you American? Like, are you American or you're just schooling there? Like, where are you from? I'm in Texas. Okay. Banana Island. Now, Banana Island in Nigeria is like the place of the elite. Like that's where okay, you are Indian living or schooling in America, and then your dad is in Lagos. What have you been to Nigeria? Have you been to Nigeria, Shanta? But anyways, what was I talking about? Banana Island, yeah. Banana Island is like the place of the island elites. Is where like the richest of the rich in Nigeria state, and like it's really expensive, like really really expensive, really really expensive, really expensive. Like okay, you've never been to Nigeria, you should come to Nigeria. It's a really nice place, honestly. And like, especially if like you come to visit your dad, because if your dad is staying in Banana Island, I can assure you, Ikoyi in Lagos, like the island, is the place to be. Like I know you hear about Nigerian parties and Nigerian this, you see people playing Nigerian music everywhere, but believe me, like there is no better vibe, especially during like holidays, like summer holidays, when everybody like we call them IGGPs. So I just got back. Like people like from abroad come home to Nigeria and everybody everywhere is just party. It's just party, party, party. Like we party a lot. It's just party. There's nothing like a Nigerian party. Genuinely, I'm not even joking. Like there's nothing like partying in Nigeria. Like you know the way like people have things like people have like now South Africans have their amapiano, their beats and all these type of things. Like do you get what I'm saying? Like there's nothing like vibes compared to Nigeria, in my opinion. Like, and I think a lot of people agree with me because a lot of clubs, when you go to clubs, home and abroad, you hear a lot of Nigerian music. Like the vibes here is immaculate, it's incredible. Believe me. And if your dad is in Banana Island, and which means he has a reasonable amount of money, I would assume. If he's staying in Banana Island, bro, I'm telling you, you would really enjoy Nigeria. Especially if you come to Nigeria with money, you would really enjoy Nigeria because there's so many things like and so many places you could go to. Really interesting, very crazy stuff. But yeah, See, you guys are taking me off point because I was meant to do a lineup builder. I was meant to do a lineup builder. Wait, okay. So yeah, we have Konate, left back, Milos Kerkesh. Right back is what's his name? What's his name again? Frimpong. Yeah. Now this is where things get interesting. Yeah, this is where things get interesting in my opinion. So, who do you guys think? What do you guys think is going to be the midfield three? Who do you think is going to be the midfield three? Because who drops out and for who? Do you think Gravenberg plays? I think Gravenberg is the six. Like, I think that's a stamped. Gravenberg is the six. So, and I genuinely think that it's going to be Zoboslai that drops out. And it's going to be McAllister and Verts. I genuinely think so. Or I even think that there's a world where it's even not like it is McAllister. I think it's McAllister and Zoboslai. And then instead of Vets to play off the left, then it will be God. This lineup is scary. Jesus Christ. You said we should use Ekitike instead. Ekitike and Salah. This lineup is scary. I don't even know what to think. I have to leave, my friend, but I'll see you after the game tomorrow. No problem, brother. Take care. Take care. Thank you very much. Take care, bro. Take care. But yeah. So yeah, this is a very incredible lineup. I don't even know how, like, and considering that it could be Isak here, I am genuinely terrified. I am terrified. I am terrified. Oh my god. So you're telling me you're going to have Rio as a sub for Vets. You're going to have Isa, and who is here? I don't know who is here. But Zoboslai can play here. And then here you have Curtis Jones, you have Endo, and I don't know who their last midfielder is. Let me even check. You guys you guys that are watching, I don't know who the person that is here. Please, you could say hi. It would be nice if we can have a conversation. It will make things easier and more interactive for both of us. I would like to get to know you too. So yeah, they have they still have Gakpo. They still have Gakpo. They still have Keza. They're selling Keza. They still have Elliot. They still have Mamadashvili. They still have Robertson. They still have Bradley. They still have Curtis Jones, Simikas, Ben Doak, Nyoni, Bajetic. Like, bro, their depth is not really good. I don't think their depth is the best. I still think that there's lots of room to grow. There's still lots of room to grow. But anyways, let's see, shall. Um, but yeah, Manchester United is a club that I'm really concerned about. Honestly speaking, I'm genuinely alarmed about Manchester United, and I'm genuinely terrified about the prospects of what they could achieve this season. Especially if, like, because basically they're fixing all their problems. Like Manchester United are going to Manchester United are going to get a midfielder and possibly a goalkeeper. And genuinely speaking, all the problems that we've spoken about, they're going to fix. And if if God, I can't even start imagining what this United side could do. And they're going to play one game a week. They're going to play one game a week. Like I feel like a lot of people like don't know how important that one game a week is. Like, okay, let's try and do a United squad. United played 3-4-3. No, 3-4-2-1, right? No, three. No, let me see. How do I clear? I want to clear it. Yeah, they played 3-4-2-1. Yeah, I think they played 3-4-2-1. Yeah, this is what they play. Yeah. So Onana is their goalkeeper, right? Onana is their goalkeeper. Left center back, they have Lisandro. They have Lisandro, center back. Let's say Delete or Maguire. Let's say Maguire. It's quite good in a back three. They have Euro. Then here, left wing back, they have Dogo. Right wing back, they have Ahmad. Then here, possibly Baliba. God, Jesus Christ. In midfield of Baliba and Ugarte. Ha, Mogbe. Hey, then Jesus, see this squad. Mbuemo. Hi. Sorry, it's EU. And Matthias Cunha. Then Sheshko. And this team could be playing one game a week next season. I'm genuinely concerned. I'm genuinely concerned. One game a week. They're definitely going to win a trophy. And the thing about United is that they're going to be playing one game a week, which means they're even going to have more time on the training ground to prepare. Like this team, like I feel like a lot of people are not talking about United. And I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on United. Like a lot of people don't know the potential of this United side. And I'm genuinely worried about this United side. Like genuinely, hand on my heart, I am. I am genuinely worried about this United side. But that's just my opinion. That's just me. Maybe other people don't feel the same way, and maybe they will feel the same way when they finally get somewhere into the season. But I am genuinely worried about this United side. The last team I want to talk about today is Newcastle. And I feel really bad for Newcastle because I feel like life could have really been different for Newcastle. I feel like a lot of the players that they've been going for have been gazumped by they've been gazumped by other teams. And I feel like the the they have to really be smart. Like if I were them, I would go for Gueye now and try to get him now and get the deal done because Isak is going. Sheshko looks like he's going to be going to Manchester United, so they need a nine. You have Elanga. You need a centre back. Newcastle need a centre back. Newcastle need a nine and a goalkeeper. Trafford is already going to Manchester City, so I don't know what else they can get. Let's try to check for. Let's try to find someone for Newcastle. Let's try to find someone for Newcastle. Trafford, FB. Let's try to find someone for Newcastle. What are the similar players? There's some goalkeepers that I know of, but one of them, Chevalier, is already going to PSG. There's also this guy, Restes, but he's young. For a goalkeeper, he's like 20, and it's just potential. Like that's all that is there right now. It's just potential. It's just potential that's there right now. Analyze, interpret these stats from let's try to find a goalkeeper for PSG. I said PSG for Newcastle. Now this is really bad. 2/5 for short stopping. Box presence 1/5. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. Best Wonder Kid GKs in FM 24. Yeah, Simon. Yeah, that's another one. Trooping. I know this Brighton guy. Never, he's not going anywhere. Jorgensen. I think this guy is already. Is this not the? Is he still at Villarreal? Let's check his stats because I know he's quite good in FM. This is another player that's quite good in FM. We need to find a goalkeeper um for these guys. How can you be this bad at goal kicks? Maybe they don't take the ball long. This is another decent goalkeeper. Let's check. Box presence 1/5 distribution. He's still very raw. Sweeping, so he's good with his feet. He's good with his feet. That's the only thing. And his penalty saves for resters. He's still very raw. He's still very raw. Let's check Jorgensen. Goalkeepers are very hard to find, especially young good ones. But the goal is to find a goalkeeper that they can have. Look at his shot stopping is 5/5. Wow. But he's playing out the back is poor. But he's a good goalkeeper. He's a good goalkeeper, but he's poor playing out the back. And his penalty saves is poor. He's a good goalkeeper. So we have Jorgensen. That's one. Let me write that in the chat. This one potential goalkeeper for Newcastle. Goalkeepers are really hard to find, honestly. Let's see which other player did they Atubolu. This is another one I've seen on Football Manager before. Let's check him in real life. Let's see how he's doing. Let's check his stats. Wow, they don't look bad. The greens, fair amount of greens. Let's see. Okay, share this tab. Let's try and interpret the stats in a way that everybody is able to understand what they're looking at. Shot stopping is poor. Penalty saves 5/5. He's very good in the air. His ball distribution is good. Sweeping is bad. Consistency is bad. I don't want this one. How you be a goalkeeper and you cannot shot stop? Which kind of goalkeeper is that? This is another one. This guy too. Let me check. It's another one that I've seen before. Van der Voort. All these goalkeepers are very young. And that's the thing. A lot of these goalkeepers don't necessarily peak until like the stats don't even look good. I don't even need to waste my time. Chevalier is already going to PSG, so that's a lost cause. This one is still very young, still very raw too. I don't even know if he has started playing for Stuttgart. It's not even there. You're big, this is another one. Let me check his stats. Well, a lot of these goalkeepers are very raw. They're very, very raw. From what I'm seeing, the best goalkeeper here is Jorgensen. And I think Chelsea were linked to him. But because Chelsea always linked to everybody under the sun. There's no other goalkeeper that I know here. Let me see. I'm trying to check if there's any other goalkeeper that I know here. Setford. Slonina is a Chelsea. There's nobody else that I know here that I've signed before in FM. There's nobody else. Jesus, short stopping 1 star. Clean sheet 4 star. Distribution is poor. Super keeper is good. Box presence. The only goalkeeper that Newcastle can sign here is Jorgensen. That's the only goalkeeper. Centre backs. I know they're being linked to Scalvini, who I think is a very good centre back, but I don't think his stats. Like I wasn't able to find his stats here. I don't remember being able to find his stats here. Yeah, yeah, I remember. I know I've checked, but I know he's very good in FM. Let me try and check FM centre back wonder kids. Let's try and find other centre backs for them. Diomande, I think, is possibly going to see Scalvini on the list. It's very good. He's a very good centre back. Um, Diomande is already going to Crystal Palace. Antonio Silva is going to be too expensive. Zabani is already in Bournemouth. Theo, this is another one. Huge potential. But I don't know. Every time I sign him, it never really works out for me, Sha. But that was in FM23 to be fair to him. Stats are not bad though. And he's very good on the ball. But defensively, nothing. So it probably looks like a back three defender. Good in possession. I don't need mm, kind of Steph just signed a new deal at Burnley, so he's not going anywhere anytime soon. Their best bet. Let me check this Cedilia. Because in some of my careers in football manager, he does well. But like in some, he doesn't really do well. Defense is very good. And he can also play right back. This Cedilia again. Right? Let me see. Yeah. He can play right back and he can play right centre back. I know this because of football manager. Can you imagine? Game on. Pirola. Yeah. This is one player that did well in my Leeds career. Let's check him out. Pirola. Let's see. I've never actually checked his stats in real life, have I? Centre back and he's left footed. It's a left footed centre back. Defense is really good. Yeah, but he's not very good on the ball. But as a defender, is good. This is one of those signings that is a Nuno signing. Like this is the most Nuno signing ever. This is the most Nuno signing ever. Like he will play well in a Nuno side, but not necessarily like a ball possession heavy. I want my centre backs to play out of the back type of side. He won't play well there. Um, this one huge potential. He went to Saudi. Let me see. What was it there again? Baido is another one. Is at Salzburg. Know this one. Let's check his stats. But they have Botman and they are replacing their right centre back. So they need a right footer. So Pirola can't even be that, which is why Scalvini is perfect for them. He's also very good defensively, but he's in the Austrian league. Oh. He's also good on the ball as well. This guy has huge potential, by the way. I'm still very young, 21. Huge potential, boys, in the Kini League. So he still needs to improve a bit before anybody will be willing to take a punt on him. But yes, there's some decent defenders, but I still think that Scalvini is their best bet. So Scalvini and Jorgensen. So Scalvini and Jorgensen. Scalvini and Jorgensen. And then for 9, see this 9 now. That 9 is where I genuinely think that Newcastle will spend a lifetime and a half trying to find, because I think that Nicholas Jackson might genuinely be the best like striker option on the market right now. Like there are no strikers. There are no strikers. Best wonder kid strikers in FM. Like there are no strikers, bro. Honestly, there are no strikers. Jackson is their best bet. Jackson, and that's who they will end up signing. By God's grace, Jackson. That's who they will end up signing. The stats are not bad. The stats are very good. Though. Let's even analyze the stats with AI. Like interpret the stats further. And it's similar to Isaac, by the way. I don't know if you guys can see it here. Yeah. It's similar to Isaac, like his play style. It's very similar to Isaac. Just that he can't finish. And that's the problem. That's the problem with Jackson. He's a good player, but he can't finish. That's the problem. So as a goal threat, he's Foster. Yeah, exactly. High volume chances. He knows how to get chances. He knows how to create chances. He knows how to get them, but for him to put them at the back of the net, that's the problem. That's the problem. He needs sharper finishing. Definitely. His creativity and link up, very good. Dribbling and carrying, good intent. Needs cleaner execution. Off the ball movement, class. Defensive work rate, class. Aerial dues is not very good. Like Jackson is really good. That's the thing. Like that's why whenever a lot of people come and say, "Oh, Nicholas Jackson," if you check the numbers, check the stats. If you watch him play, bro, Jackson is a really good player. The problem with Jackson that everybody has with Jackson is that Jackson can't put the ball at the back of the net. Jackson can get so many chances and he won't be able to put the ball at the back of the net. Like he's a, I need 5, 6 types of type chances to score one type of striker. Like, do you get what I'm saying? That's the type of striker he is. And that's the problem with Jackson. Like, he's like a Richarlison type of striker. It's not like Harry Kane that they need 2, 3 to put in 2 goals. Like, you get. That's the problem with Jackson. So, yeah, final verdict. Jackson is a high motor, fast, decent striker with elite off the ball movement. And off the ball movement is going to be very key for a side like Newcastle when you have players like Elanga, players like Gordon. Like, and that's one thing. That's like what Isak does very well. And Jackson will also bring them that if they're not, because it looks like they're not going to get Sheshko. So, and he also presses, and which is something that Eddie Howe loves in his players, which is one of the reasons why they got Elanga. Gets into goal scoring areas often. He creates chance for others, but his finishing and aerial play need refinement. He's not a traditional target man, but thrives in transition or high pressing system. Exactly, high pressing system or transition, which is what Newcastle tried to do. So I genuinely think that Jackson, Jorgensen, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I don't mean for butchering that. And Scalvini will be very good, um, very good. What do I call them? Very good alternatives for Newcastle, and I think that's where they will have to go. Because I think that Liverpool, like I said earlier, need a centre back, and if Liverpool need a centre back, you can't go head to head with Liverpool for a centre back. Like for Gui, you can't go head to head with Liverpool for centre back. There's no point. You won't get the player. Do you get what I'm saying? So just don't bother yourself. So yeah, this this is all I have to say about all the clubs. I feel bad for Newcastle, honestly, hand on my heart. Because like I always say, I want to see the best teams in the Premier League play the best football and have the best players. And it feels really sad that something like this is happening to them. And it's not like they don't have the money, they're just not allowed to spend it. And it's very, very, very frustrating. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, basically like I don't know. Thank you guys for everybody. Thank you, Shanta. Thank you, BM, for participating in chat. I'm really grateful to you guys. Honestly, I'm very grateful. To 2 people watching right now, thank you very much. I'm very grateful and I'm honored. Even though you didn't comment, I don't even know the people that are watching now, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm very grateful that you were here. It means a lot to me. And um, thank you very much. If you're new here, please leave a like. Please subscribe. I will try to be more consistent. I want to start doing shows every 10 p.m. every day, like every day, 10 p.m. So, yeah, let me know you guys' thoughts on everything I've said. And yeah, take care, guys. Good night and have a lovely day. Bye bye. Take care.